Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. So happy to have you here today because I am very excited to talk about some new releases from the lovelies over at Chanel Beauty. I'll tell you what we have here. We have the Chanel Ombre Essential Monochromatic Singles. I got a bunch of those sitting here on the table in front of me, along with the Lilac or Lilas colored mascara. And we're going to use it in a slightly different way. Not so wild and out there. You'll see. And then we also have the Beiges Summer 2024 Healthy Glow Sun-Kissed Powder. We're going to talk about them all, and we are going to demo them. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. Don't forget that you can also follow my content over on Instagram, TikTok, and on Threads. Now, if you are in a hurry today and only one of these items or two floats your boat, don't forget to please make use of the very descriptive timestamps down below that will lead you to what you need to get quickly. And they are often a fun read. I try to make them a little bit interesting. I can personalize them, so why not personalize them, right? And I would like to thank two people for helping me get a hold of these products. The first is, of course, the Makeup Mensch over on Michigan Ave in Chicago. Thank you so much, lovely Andrew. I always put Andrew's information down below. He is, like I said, the Makeup Mensch, and he will lead you to whatever luxury makeup products your heart desires. And we also have to thank the equally lovely Nasy over at Chanel in Newport Beach, Fashion Island. And I always put Nasy's information down there as well. I am not paid. I don't get a kickback. These are just incredibly wonderful, lovely people. And I am hoping that they can help you get a hold of your Chanel and your luxury beauty just in general. They make my life easier, so I think they might make your life easier also. Okay. So let's get started and talk about what we got here. Now, we might make a little bit of a mess on my eyes because I just kind of want to talk about these and I want to try them all on. And as I always remind you guys, broken record here, guilty, I am a fashion and beauty journalist. I am not a makeup artist. So I know what makes a good product. I know basic application techniques just from doing interviews. And I'm not creating artistry here. I leave that to you. We're just testing out these products and basically seeing if we think they're pretty and talking about it as a community. That's what I'm here for. Okay, so first of all, we are going to put on, we got a lot of stuff here. We are going to put on, let's start with our bronzer. This is what Andrew helped me get. This is that, I got it in the medium rose gold. So let's take a look here, and no doubt you've seen this before. I do have swatches in all these products in two different lights, so don't worry. Okay, so this is the medium rose gold, but this comes in two deep shades, two medium shades, and one light shade. And it's like $95. Rebecca, you only got one for us to see? Yeah, I only got one. It's $95. Just saying, right? Right? Can I get a... Yeah, I thought you'd agree. Okay, so this is for summer, and it is a bronzer. It is a bronzer. But... so you can mix them together in bronze, and we're going to do that. But you can also do highlight shade, bronze shade, blush shade if you want. So we're going to try a few different things with it. It's got a definite scent. I have said this before, and I'll say it again. I forgive fragrance for storied fragrance houses like Chanel, like Dior. I side-eye scents in face products from companies that don't have a history in perfume, okay? I also am not great at reading ingredients. I admit that. So when I talk about fragrance, it's what is apparent to me, and this is apparent. It does dissipate, but it's there. Now, is this perhaps a mite too dark for my skin? I don't care. I like a nice dark bronzer. Ask me if I don't care. So let's have some fun with... Just closed on me. Let's have some fun with this, okay? Let's do it first. Here's what I got on my face. I got my favorite Chanel No. 1 foundation on and a little bit of mascara. I'll tell you why I have black mascara on. And we'll get to why I have it on when we get to our lilac mascara, okay? So just stay with me. But let's look at this here. Let's try blending them all together and doing it as a bronzer. I have a Sonia G bronzer brush here, and I'm just going to go like that through all three shades. You don't have to, but that's what I'm going to do because I just want a little bit of warmth. Now, these are very, very warm shades. And many people often ask me if they could have maybe a bronzer that could also work a little bit better as contour and maybe a little bit cooler. Well, you won't really get that here, even in the, especially in the medium shades. So let's just warm up my face all the way around. And yes, I am using all 3 shades in one. And yes, I am going onto the cheeks. I don't care. I am doing this haphazardly. And I have just warmed up the perimeter of the face with it. But I want to show you that we can use it in other ways as well. So here's a rougher brush. And this pan is so big. It's so big. How big is it? It's so big that I could, at least I make myself laugh, I could fit a brush right in here and actually use this bottom shade. That was easy. And actually use this bottom shade as a blush. And it's a very pretty blush. So you can isolate shades or you can use them together. And you can also do something in between, meaning that if I wanted to, I could have gone easy on these and heavier on this, you know, so you can kind of make a custom shape. Now I am way over applying. I do know that. I just want you to kind of see this. And yeah, I wish that money were no object so I could have all of them here for you to see. But you know, we do what we can do, right? Chanel is not cheap. Okay, so here's an over applied, we've done 2 things so far. We got 1 more to go, but we have just warmed up the whole face with a combination of all 3, why not? And we have isolated the blush, which was easy enough to do. And the other thing I'm going to do now is we have a slightly glowier shade up top. I don't mind if it blends in with the blush. Let's go in just to this top shade here, which is a little bit more of a highlighty bronzer. So you could use that alone to bronze too. But I'm going to just kind of run it over the top of the blush, just a little bit like a blush topper, but on the high points of the face, and just kind of give it a little bit of a bronzy, glowy look. And I did it very haphazardly. I just wanted you to, get this mirror out of the way. I just wanted you to see kind of what that looks like. And I've got a really sunshiny spring and summer look, just as it is. Now, if I did not have these beautiful monochromatic singles here from Chanel for my eyes, I would very happily do this in the crease of my eye, this just in the inner corner, and this on the lid. And then you can just take this with you, close it up. It's got a mirror, a big mirror in there, and just take this with you and you've got an entire look, which is actually very cool. To me, anything that's a big palette like this has got to be a whole face palette. I would take this with me and just have one look that's really kind of flowing yet minimal and sophisticated. And I would be really, really happy with that. And look at that big mirror in there. So I think it's actually quite, I think it's beautiful and it looks like it's refillable as well. But it's pricey, admittedly. Okay, let's stop because I neglected to do the swatches. So this is a good spot for them. And we have all of them in one big swatch in 2 different lightings. So let's stop here first in studio lighting. Take a look at the Chanel Ombre Essential Monochromatic Singles in Brune Fauve, Brune Talpa, the Jade Facette, and the top coat I picked up in Blanc Pearl. Look at that. That's the topper shade. And we're going to play with all that. So again, we have that kind of tawny brown shade, the Brune Talpa shade, the Jade Facette, and the top coat in Blanc Pearl, or, you know, white pearl. And then we have the mascara. That's that Lilas mascara. I'll show you what we're going to do with that. I have a plan for that. And then all 3 shades of the bronzer that you just saw me use in the medium rose gold. All 3 shades right there. You couldn't see them that well inside, you say, huh? Well, you'll see them now because we're going to take them outside into the warm California sunshine. Take a look. We've got 4 shades of the Ombre Essential Monochromatic Singles. We've got the Brune Fauve, the Brune Talpa, the Jade Facette, and the Blanc Pearl top coat, followed by the Lilas mascara and all 3 shades in the medium rose gold Le Beige Summer 2024 Healthy Glow Sun-Kissed Powder. How do they fit that title of that powder on the box? It's almost like they've got to make a longer box just to fit the title. I'm looking over at it. Yeah, I guess it's kind of a small font is what it is. Okay, so we did that part of the look. And now what I'm really interested in, I'm really pleased with that. I'm pleased with the blush used alone too with a little topper over it. And I am too fair for this, but I think I made it work, actually. Okay, now let's talk about these little eyeshadow singles. They're $40 each. Quite the price. There's a few things happening here, and I've got the Dior singles coming. They're coming to me tomorrow. So don't worry, we're going to look at the Dior singles, and I've got some Dolce & Gabbana singles. I've got so much coming up. Honestly, it's coming out of my ears. But we're just slowing down and devoting this. I don't want to get too much, you know? So we're devoting this just to Chanel right now. But I got so much coming up. I got Tom Ford coming up. I got Burberry coming up. Oh my goodness. Okay. In these little eyeshadows, here's what you're paying for. You're paying too much, Rebecca. Fair, but let's just talk about it. First of all, we got this beautiful packaging right here. Inside, we've got the little house and two for the pan, and we've got two really useful brushes in here. One is a sponge brush and one is an actual brush, and they say Chanel on them. And the actual brush is two-sided, so you can even use it as kind of a liner too. And that's really nice. And you know, you're paying for that. It's a beautiful, elegant user experience in a very, very nice palette with a mirror. Why $40 for one, Rebecca? That would be $80 for two, and if you do your math, it would be $160 for four. That's a very expensive eyeshadow quad. Let's talk about that before we use it. Yeah, but you're not necessarily expected to get four. If Chanel wanted to make a quad, they would have made a quad. This isn't, believe it or not, it's not a money grab. It's not them saying that they want to just get, you know, package these up and then everybody buys four. It is on trend. And nobody has ever accused Chanel of not being on trend. In fact, just the opposite. They generally lead the trends. And right now, I guess a broken record again, but we have new people joining us all the time. The trend of the moment, and you do not have to follow it, but the trend of the moment is either very little eyeshadow, very subtle eyeshadow, or one and done eyeshadow. So though Chanel would love for you to buy all 14 shades for $40, they are assuming you will buy one or two and use them together or separately. They do have one shade. I picked it up. You saw it in the swatches. They do have one shade that is this white, this pearl shade, and it is meant to be a topper. So that could go on a plain eyelid. But for the most part, that is kind of meant to be paired. And interestingly enough, of these 14 shades, 12 are sticking around and 2 are limited edition. Of the 2 that are limited edition, one had a little bit of a blue tone to it, but I picked up one. This is the brune fauve is, pardon my French, honestly. Pardon my French, that's usually what someone says when they curse. Although the way I just butchered the French language, one would think. This is one of, it's actually quite pretty. This is one of the limited edition shades. There's 2, and the other 12 are here to stay. And both of the limited edition shades, interestingly enough, are matte. So maybe they'll change that up because, you know, we've got some satins and shimmers and a top coat. I thought they would make the more fun ones, the limited edition ones, but they actually didn't. Interestingly enough, they didn't. So we're going to look at all of these today, and then I picked up some really pretty ones, as you guys know, because you saw in the swatches. So I am opening them all up here, and let's give it a try, and then I want to show you what we're doing with this mascara. Now, I might have a little bit of a silly look, because I'm not sure all of these really, as I just got through saying, I'm not sure that all of these are really meant for that kind of cohesive palette type eye look, to be honest. But, you know, okay, so let's just see what we can do here. I have, if you're playing along at home, a Refer 27. And I dumped out our little useful brushes there just because I don't want them falling. I'm going to put it into this limited edition shade because I feel a lot of you might be interested in the limited edition. And this blends like a dream. The main thing I care about, what do I care about? I care about quality. Does this blend? Well, yeah, beautifully. Look at that. Absolutely beautifully. And, you know, does this work well? Does it last? I am going to put onto the screen here, it will be below me on the screen. I'm not editing. I have to go to my mother's house tonight for dinner. So I'm not going to be editing this till very, very late. So I'm going to put down here below how this stays. So look for it on the screen. But it blends like a dream for such a very dark, that was a Sonia G brush, for such a very dark, dark brown. I am incredibly impressed with how this blends out. Incredibly impressed with how pretty it is, how soft it is, everything. So I'm very happy. Okay, so let's finish up that eye right there underneath. And I don't even know why I'm bothering to do a cohesive eye look, because we're gonna have crazy here on the eyes. I got some really pretty shades though, you guys. Let's play with the second one, the Tulpa shade, and I've got the same refer number 27. There's no use making brush laundry, and I'm just gonna put that all over the mobile lid. Such an easy look. Are you saying, Rebecca, that I'm out of style if I want to combine these two? Absolutely not. Fortunately, we live in a time where you make your own style. I'm just saying that kind of trending now are kind of these one and done or subtle looks, but nobody could accuse me of this not being a subtle look. And that is such a pretty shade, and that one's not limited edition. Now, I got a little wilder here with these two. And it's interesting because I thought this would be a topper, but there's really only one topper. Look at this little guy. Look at this shade. I don't even know. Let's just put it in the middle here. Let's just go ahead. I'm trying to do a cohesive eye look because this is kind of a golden, kind of a blue golden look. And I'll get you real close up so you can really see it. Let me close my eyes. Isn't that pretty? Wow. Isn't that pretty? Okay, and now we have this topper, and I'm going to do the topper. I think I'm going to do the topper with a fluffy sky brush from Sonia G. Again, I dumped out the, I don't know. Do I need the topper plus the jade that I just used? No, but we're just trying these out. You know, normally this would be a bit much, but let's just go ahead and go over, and I'm going to end up giving it, oh, actually, kind of like it. So I am proving myself wrong by using almost these as a quad. I kind of made a quad. And that's what, it's kind of nice. You can allow this, look at how that looked layered. And yeah, I know, I'm making a mess of it. But what I'm telling you is they blend well, they layer well. I'm leaving the artistry up to you. I'm telling you the products perform beautifully. What you think of the price is up to you. How many times have I said this, guys? I'm not your bank manager. That's not what I'm here for. I discuss the price, of course. But I would not generally wear all four of these. I did wear it like a palette, but it's still a very subtle eye look. And I still think very, on trend and on point because it's very subtle. And I will say to you, no scent in the shadow, by the way. I will say to you, they blend like a dream. These were an absolute pleasure to use. And if you're buying one or two, pricey, yes, but they go on so well and they blend so beautifully. How could anyone not enjoy that? I mean, it's one thing if you pay for an experience and you don't really like the experience, and it's another thing if it's a pleasant, beautiful experience. All right, now let's talk about this Lilas. This is the mascara for $42. There's a few shades. We all love Chanel mascara. That's a given. But there's a few shades of this. There's a kind of a reddish brown that was actually really pretty too. But I opted for the most editorial because I think everyone wants to see what this looks like. Andrew at Neiman's even said to me, what's that mascara look like? Well, let's talk about a few things with it, and I'll tell you how we're going to use it. Number one is how it works. It's interesting. You know the lipsticks at Chanel that you press on the bottom and they come out? They've done it with a mascara. You don't unwind this. How cool is that? It just kind of comes out. And then if you want to re-dip, you just go back in. You don't have to close it. How interesting is that? So I was talking to Nasy, my angelic sales associate at Chanel, who was so patient with me. She's so lovely. And I was telling Nasy, I said, I think I'm going to get it because I think everyone wants to see it. And Nasy said to me, you don't have to put it all over your lashes. You could just put it on the tips of the lashes. It's just a little accent. And I went, oh, she inspired me, as Nasy always does. Okay, so that's what I want to do. I don't want lilac lashes. It's not festival makeup, okay, thankfully. I want just a little, I just want to kind of have fun, but still feel like I'm an adult. Now, you're going to say, fine, I like wearing lavender mascara. You do you, and you will still be a wonderful adult with lavender mascara on, but I wouldn't feel that way. So let's do what Nasy said, and let's just, I have black mascara on, let's just touch the edges of the lashes. Now, I had if you guys saw my Addiction Tokyo video, and if you didn't, I will put it right up here for you to check out. My Addiction Tokyo video, I tried their glitter mascara and hated it. Now, maybe because it wasn't enough. I mean, if I'm going to put on a glitter mascara, I want a glitter mascara. And I didn't like it. Maybe had I used it this way that Nasy suggested, I'd be happier. I'm even going to put a little bit down below. Okay, there you go. A, it's over the dark black, so it's going to show a little more. And B, though I'm exaggerating it so that you guys can see it, it's still, I could go a lot more subtle if it were just for me. But for you, I do want you guys to see it. So I'm not going all the way to the base of the lashes here. I'm just doing a little bit of the tip. And that's a great suggestion. I don't know why I didn't come up with that myself, but this is why we have community. It's just a great suggestion, and it's just fun. Now, have I made the look silly? Well, some of you might think so. Honestly, some of you might think so, but I think it's really fun. It's great for spring. Again, left to my own devices, would I wear all 4 of these with lilac mascara? No, I mean, I'm not trying to tell you that you should copy this look. You can if you want to, but I'm just trying to show you how all of these products work and can they work together. And I think there is something to be said for a colored mascara. And if you want to pull it off, you can just put a little bit on the tips. I exaggerated a little bit just so you could see it better. But I'm going to actually try that with that sparkle, not with the lavender. That even I admit, my goodness. But I'm going to even try that with the sparkle because I think that's what brings it to life and it's a lot of fun. And I think that's really a great way to use it. But let me tell you, if we talk about all of these, I am most impressed. To me, this product, should we take a deep breath and say it? Again, this is medium rose gold. This Le Beige Summer 2024 Healthy Glow Sun-Kissed Powder. I paused in case I've got to insert even more to the title. It would be a tremendous full face palette, eyes included. Little bit of a scent, doesn't bother me, goes away. And I think it's just extremely flattering and the powders are beautiful. In terms of the one and done shadows, I'd say, get 2. I'll tell you, the user experience, the packaging is lovely. The user experience is lovely. I don't get on to, I really don't, unless I absolutely have to, I don't get on soapboxes about prices. Buy it if you can afford it and don't if you can't. But if you can't afford it, please know that these singles are an absolute pleasure to use. And I was really impressed with this slightly seemingly boring shade, which is limited edition, but actually just blended like an absolute dream. They didn't just throw a single shadow into a pan and give it nice packaging and then go, here, $40. There was thought that went into these. These are beautiful. And you would love it. I mean, if you're going to use it every day and enjoy it, you're not going to mind as much paying, So that's kind of what I have to say about that. But they're beautiful. And as I said, I've got the Dior singles coming to me tomorrow. So those are pretty much up next. And I've got Tom Ford foundation finally coming. And I've got the new Burberry foundation coming. What else do I have? Oh, I've got Dolce & Gabbana. They have those blush eyeshadows. And I got those sitting over there. I got new Benefit. I have got so much to show you guys. I've got new Viseart. I've got new Laura Geller. We are just new, non-stop new. So make sure that you tune in. Make sure that you are subscribed. If you haven't subscribed yet, it really does help me. There's glitches where YouTube takes away subs and stuff. It's very frustrating. So I would love to have you make sure that you click that subscribe button. Check out down below. I'll give you Andrew's information. I'll give you Nasy's information, because I think it could be useful. And I'll also give you links to purchase the products that are purchasable via link, as well as information on our $4.99 a month private membership here on YouTube. We have a lot of fun and we'd love to see you there, and giving super thanks, all of that good stuff. But do make sure that you subscribe because it means the world to me, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Bye-bye.